Recently, I had the pleasure of reading Michael Crichton's The Great Train Robbery. This book was Crichton's third book using the name Michael Crichton and his 13th book overall. As you all may come to see, I am a major Michael Crichton fan and have read almost all of his books. This book, however, was one I never really managed to get through, and so while some parts felt familiar from readings of it as a child, I consider this to be my first real reading of the book. This book always struck me as a unique one in Crichton's bibliography. It's a historical novel based on a true story and is not at all the science fiction, techno-thriller type of book that one expects from Crichton that he would become famous for. Even by the standards of when this book came out amongst Crichton's publishings, it was unique compared to his previous books. Before The Great Train Robbery was released, Crichton had published multiple thrillers and two science fiction books, The Andromeda Strain and The Terminal Man. It was with the Andromeda Strain that he began to establish the style that defined him, and The Terminal Man, of course, continued that tradition. However, it was with The Great Train Robbery that Crichton took a break to tell a historical story set in the 19th century that told of a notable robbery of a train. While the book is unique in its setting compared to other Crichton books, it still contains elements that make Crichton so good, thus making this book a very enjoyable read. The Great Train Robbery is wonderfully narrated with amazing suspense. Crichton truly shows his Hitchcock influence by being a true master of literary suspense, and this book is definitely an example of that. He paints a picture very well of the 19th century, doing what I love about his books, educating us while thrilling us. This book not only tells a good story, but really gives us a sense of Victorian-era England. Like most of his books, it is clear Crichton didn't skimp out on research, and he really made sure to contextualize the period the story is set in. Crichton, of course, was no stranger to writing heist stories, so it makes sense he'd know how to take this historical event and make it a well-spun suspense story. As stated earlier, I do find this book to be unique among Crichton's bibliography due to its historical genre. However, I do think it fits into Crichton's style in a way beyond just what I had, previously stated earlier. Crichton's works have always been about exploring some sort of technology and creating tales that make us think about that technology's use in our world. With The Great Train Robbery, Crichton clearly was interested in not just the heist, but the technological innovation that literally drives the story, the train. By this point in history, the train was one of the most advanced technologies of its time, and certainly a marvel of society. Trains may not seem all that cool in a futuristic sense to us now, but for those of the 19th century, the train was certainly a technological marvel to behold. So it's no surprise that Crichton would write a book that told a captivating story while exploring an innovative piece of technology for its time. Overall, The Great Train Robbery is Crichton doing what he does best in a historical setting. If one is a fan of historical fiction, or just history books in general, or a fan of heist stories and suspenseful thrillers, this is certainly a book to read for you.